Hello everyone and welcome back to episode 285 of your favourite Formula 1 show. Yes, Knowing Wheel is back, and Jamie, it is finally race week. We return to the Australian Grand Prix this weekend, and I must admit, I am incredibly excited, but not to wake up really early.
Yeah, the 4 a.m. start I could do without, but no, I'm excited as well. The thing is, we were just talking pre-show. This is probably the least certainty we've had going into any race since we've done this show, which is
easily since the show
this
started.
Is our 5th year.
Yeah.
Wait,
6th year technically.
6th year. Yeah. And I'm a little like the pessimist in me thinks my excitement will evaporate in Q3 when Mercedes stick it 1-2 by a second, but we until that point will remain excited. And
fair enough.
Hopeful that there's a good scrap at the front. To be honest, obviously I'm a Verstappen fan. I'd rather he wins. But even if Red Bull aren't in the picture, I just want a fight. I just want entertainment. That's what we're here for.
I think we'd both agree, wouldn't we? We're much more of a fan of the sport. We'd rather see the sport be in a good place than our driver. Like, even you would accept that 2023 was quite boring.
Oh, yeah. The only thing satisfying was seeing Max absolutely obliterate the records. But then, yeah, it wasn't a great season at all.
No, exactly. And then obviously 2024, on the other hand, was a brilliant season. 2025 was a pretty damn good season as well. So we'll have to wait and see what 2026 holds. Now, obviously, we've got quite a few bits and pieces to talk about over the course of today's episode. Obviously, if you missed out on the live show that we did on Monday where we went through our season predictions, or hopefully, if I've been good, I uploaded that whole video yesterday. So obviously, you guys can go back, check it out as well. So if you're wondering where obviously all of our predictions are ready for the 2026 F1 season, you can obviously go back and check that video out. Now, I'm segueing to that, Jamie, for our first topic point today, because we each made 3 bold predictions for the start of the season.
We did.
And one of mine was that Aston Martin, one of their cars, will see the checkered flag in Australia. It seems like every morning so far this week, I've woke up to a new article expressing the fact that Aston Martin are going to be even worse than originally thought.
Yeah, there's quite a possibility that they...
I think it's a probability.
I would be amazed if they finish in round 1. But then we said the same with McLaren Honda, and Jenson Button finished. I think he finished 11th, didn't he? When there were like 15 cars in the grid.
So, I don't know, yeah.
Yeah, maybe one of them will finish, but the talk is they don't have the spare parts to risk another mechanical issue before they go into obviously China a week later. So the chances are maybe both cars are going to retire at the end of formation lap.
I don't believe they were going to retire end of formation lap. I think they were literally going to do a couple of laps and then retire.
Okay. We shall see. But it's not a great start, is it? And based on testing, are you that confident that they can do the reconnaissance laps to the grid?
I hope they can do the reconnaissance lap. I mean, I guess the good thing is for Aston Martin, they have worked out, or I should say actually it's Honda, have worked out obviously what they think is causing a huge part of the problem at the moment. So basically, obviously for this year, they've got a new kind of 2-tier ERS battery system. And it's basically the way they've designed it, obviously, like everything in Formula 1 nowadays, as we see, the engine is part of the chassis, that kind of thing, which is absolutely ridiculous to think about. But basically, obviously, because of this kind of 2-tier ERS battery system, it's basically just shaking the car apart, which is not ideal for a Formula 1 car, we've now come to learn.
No, definitely not. And what I've heard, the communication between each part just isn't working at all because it's being shaken about so bad, and it's really bad for the electrics, and the brain of the car just isn't functioning. And yeah, that's why they keep having these gearbox problems. That's why the power delivery is all really inconsistent. That's why they run out of power really quickly. And yeah, they just keep DNFing in testing sessions, which that is the point of testing. It's to find these issues.
What, to keep DNFing?
They had a lot of issues. I'm not sure they'll have fixed all of them.
No, I think everybody is accepted. Everybody at Honda, everybody at Aston Martin, even maybe an Alonso and a Stroll, that these issues are going to take a while to sort out. And I mean, like we said, obviously you've got Shanghai, which is still a sprint weekend next time out, isn't it? Ready? I need to get up the 2026 sprints before we keep forgetting them.
I think China is a sprint, yeah.
China is definitely a sprint. I remember that. It is China, it is Miami, it is Canada, Silverstone, Zandvoort, and Singapore this year.
Okay, nice.
So I'm sure we'll come to the Australian GP review and we'll have already forgot all of those again because we're so used to the sprints just being the same 6 venues. But I mean, yeah, it is literally the first 2 are the same as last year, and then the rest of them are mixed up, which I'm looking forward to as well. But yeah, I mean, going back to Aston Martin though, it's really not looking good for the start of the season. Like I said, obviously you've got Shanghai literally next weekend as well with a sprint, so you'll only get an hour of practice. There's a fair chance if they can, unless they've suddenly been able to fast track some of the parts they need, they're not going to be able to get anything done. Theoretically for Japan, because effectively you won't have to ship the parts over to Europe, you can do them at Japan?
I guess locally?
Maybe?
I think so. I work in logistics and supply chain. That sounds about right. That sounds like that would work. If you've got parts being made in Japan, it can't be that hard to get them to Suzuka for round 3. Arguably, it wouldn't be that hard to get them to Shanghai.
Japan. There's a break week, isn't there, between China and Suzuka?
Yes,
which seems odd that you don't get a break week between Australia and China, but you do between China and Japan. Yeah, there is a break week.
Yeah, strange. But they could have some new parts for China or Japan, probably more likely Japan, realistically.
It's going to be Japan, isn't it?
Yeah, the good thing for Honda is that they don't have to come through the Middle East at the moment, because that would be a massive issue for everyone involved, trying to get parts. So, for instance, I think Cadillac have got parts coming to Melbourne, but obviously they're American-based, so they can come the other way. A European team will not be taking anything extra, I don't think, than they have to.
I mean, they can if they go the other way round, or go via Singapore.
Yeah, long way.
It's not impossible.
No, I suppose. And they're not exactly lacking of money, are they, Formula 1 teams? So...
No, this will be another thing that comes out. I'm putting money on it now, Jamie. This is another bold prediction that a team's going to break the cost cap and blame this at the start of the season. Oh yes, we had to spend £850,000 shipping parts around the wrong part of the world, and that'll be. Yeah, maybe, and we also spent it on catering.
Just stick it on a container ship and go around the Cape of Good Hope. See you in 3 weeks.
Yeah, right. I think even 3 weeks is probably optimistic.
Probably. Bring back the South African Grand Prix and they'll be chilling. They'll be there.
Fair. Well, Kyalami, there were talks about it. Obviously, we weren't going to get into Politics 183 just yet, but of course, it's looking like there's a real risk, isn't there, that Bahrain and Saudi could be cancelled early on this season.
Yeah.
What could Formula 1 do to replace these races? Because I've got a couple of ideas. I'd love to see a return to Fuji and Sepang, because they're in that part of the world.
I think it's very wishful thinking.
I think it is as well, but I'd still like to see it.
The talk was Turkey, Istanbul Park, and Imola, because Formula 1 has no creativity when it comes to backup races.
Oh yeah, it's just those two forever.
But I wouldn't mind going to Turkey. I think Imola's had its chance. It's not a great track. But then, if it's Imola or no race, I would take
rather Imola than nothing at all, isn't it? And I guess, obviously, I was going to say, obviously, you're back in Europe then, but of course, then you've got Canada, Miami, and then Canada anyway. Could we end up with, like, a 4th American Grand Prix? Could we go to, like... I'm trying to think off the top of my head. Indianapolis is still an FIA Grade 1 circuit, but the new layout I don't think is that good.
I don't know. I haven't seen it. But, I mean, it's a long way away, obviously. But the back end of the season is also, I guess, at a risk. But then I'd like to think that in 9 months' time it might have settled down. But you never know. Because, the likes of Abu Dhabi, Qatar, I can't see us racing there if it's the current situation remains the same in the Middle East. So, yeah.
No, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Obviously, for our Formula 1 sport, Jamie, we've got to think about these things. No, that's the important stuff, isn't it?
The important stuff going in these crisis situations. Can we race at the Qatar Losail Grand Prix circuit?
Yeah, which everybody moans is terrible anyway and shouldn't be on the calendar, but we still want it because we're not allowed it. I want it back.
Exactly. They should just bring back. Sepang would be a great circuit, like you said, but I don't see it. I don't see it at all. Is the Yongam Korea circuit still any good, Nick?
I don't believe so. Because I literally did a video around it yesterday.
Or the Indian Grand Prix, that'd be quite cool.
I'm pretty certain Bud
can't
is
be
in even worse state, to be honest.
Or, if he's going to abandoned racetracks, Valencia is an option.
Valencia, I think, is in an even worse state.
Yeah.
I'm trying to have a look. There's not really much information about it. It was kind of mad because, like I said, I played it on F1 2010 literally yesterday. And obviously, clearly they'd had high expectations because the amount of cranes and stuff around the circuit, the amount of buildings they put in that were meant to be there in the future, that obviously then never materialised.
Well, it was a really cool idea, actually. I mean, this is a massive tangent to go down.
Oh yeah, but this is us.
The failure of the Korean Grand Prix in 2010. But they built a purpose-built Tilkedrone track, which was a really good track, and then they were going to build a city around it. But obviously, financial crisis and money ran out. Well, the financial crisis was in the past by then. But anyway, it would have been a really cool feel of a street circuit, but actually be a proper circuit. And it's a shame that no one has tried to recreate that since. But I guess money generally is a problem. So yeah, I don't think anyone else will follow in Korea's footsteps. But yes, Yongam International Circuit, please come back.
I'm just trying to genuinely do some research here about kind of if it's still a thing, and there's basically nothing regarding. I think the last race that was run on it was pre-COVID. Because it says in 2019 a new road link was constructed to create a shorter version of the Grand Prix circuit, which basically obviously allows you to run 2 races or 2 track days at the same time. But I cannot. Maybe we'll have to fly out there, Jamie, and see what's going on.
Sick.
Yeah,
because Korean friends.
Everybody believes, obviously, that when we hit 1,000 subscribers, we've suddenly got the budget to go everywhere. So we're going to say that when we get to, obviously, 10k apparently is doing our F1 factories in 24
I think it's
hours.
100k.
I reckon 20k will go to Yongam. Actually, 20k will do Valencia. 30k will do Yongam. What we seeing at 50k?
Vegas.
You just want a lads' weekend at Vegas.
I just want to go to the Grand Prix there, to be honest.
Fair enough.
Right.
Well, 50k will go to the Las Vegas Grand Prix.
Off topic from the Melbourne Australian Grand Prix that's happening this weekend. But
yes.
There we go. If there's any other old circuits you want us to go and investigate, then let us know.
Exactly. Yeah, we'll just start travelling everywhere when we've got
reminiscing
the time.
about James May's Toy Stories this week. From do you remember that the TV show from
Yeah. I know exactly what you're going to talk about because I remember watching that exact episode.
The
Scalextrics, yep. I knew that's what you were going to say.
It wasn't Brands Hatch. What was it?
No. It's going to really annoy me now because my dad's literally driven past the track because he didn't know it was there because there's still part of the bankings there. Not Brooklands.
It might be Brooklands.
Yeah.
But then is that the corner at Silverstone?
That's also the corner at Silverstone, I'm pretty certain. But I want to say it was Brooklands.
It was Brooklands Circuit, yes.
God, good, isn't I? Look at that.
And there was a big spiral bit that went up a shopping centre. It was sick.
It was up an office facility, wasn't it? I didn't think it was a shopping.
Oh, was it?
Oh no, there was a shopping centre as well, wasn't there? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's move back to Formula 1 in 2026.
Yeah. The James May's Toy Stories go-to TV series. That was great.
I don't know if it's available anywhere, but if it is, you should all go and watch it.
You should.
Yes, Melbourne is going to be a mess for these engines. I'm going to put that out there because Bahrain has a plentiful number of braking zones. Probably.
I think they said Bahrain. I think Brembo came out with it was about 20 seconds worth of braking, and Australia's about 12 seconds worth. Which is always kind of mad when you think about it. You go, Australia's got a few big braking zones. 20 seconds doesn't sound like a lot. But the problem, of course, as well, is obviously Formula 1 cars stop really quickly. So you don't have to brake that much ever. What do you reckon is probably the biggest braking zone in all of Formula 1? Like, how long, century, do you reckon the longest you're ever on the brakes?
Probably the China hairpin.
Could be Shanghai hairpin.
Because you're thinking it's got to be a really long straight followed by a really sharp corner.
Yeah.
So Baku's turn 1 won't be that bad.
That's probably a really good shout. Shanghai is probably a really good shout, actually. You might have just nailed that immediately.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if there's any other kind of weird and wonderful ones. Maybe the corner at the end of Sector 2 in Baku where you're going downhill, because obviously the track's falling away from you.
Yeah.
I know it isn't as tight, but it kind of feels like you're braking a long way through the corner. Shanghai Turn 1. I mean, you're not hard on the brakes, but you are still, I guess, actually
but you'll be hovering.
Cars. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, obviously the electric recovery is done in the braking zones on the rear axle recovery. So they were struggling at Bahrain, and every team made no bones about it, that they didn't have the electric power to go for it all the time, even in quali sim.
Yeah.
Melbourne's going to be worse for that because
Yes.
there are fewer heavy braking zones. You're on the brakes for less time. Yeah, they're going to be like managing on quali laps for sure. For me,
Which is kind of mad. I mean, to be
we're
fair,
gonna
people
be
go, "Oh, that's
a long way
completely
off."
ridiculous." It was also what they were doing in the turbo era, because otherwise your turbo was going to completely destroy your engine before you literally finished the qualifying lap.
Yeah,
Obviously, we had to do that for a few years during the Pirelli dark days of tyres wouldn't land like the softest compound. I mean, look at Silverstone in 2020. Verstappen got pole on the hards, which is insane.
didn't get pole. You got through to Q3 on the hards.
I thought he qualified on them in the end.
No.
Okay.
And he was fourth anyway. That's 17th anniversary Grand Prix. Good lord.
Yeah.
Back when you had to use your Q2 set in for the start of the race, wasn't it?
Yes, that was it. Sorry, yes.
So he got through to Q3 on hards, so he could start the race on hards because the soft tire was like chewing gum.
Yeah.
But yeah. And managing isn't new, and I do think F1 teams and drivers complaining about change is part and parcel of Formula One.
Oh,
So
absolutely.
I don't think it's going to be like an absolute disaster, and we're going to be like seeing articles about how F1 is dead. But I do think there'll be a lot of slow-moving vehicles come Sector 3 in practice when they're trying to work out these the energy deployment across the course of a lap.
Yes, exactly. I mean, there is one good omen, I guess, about these new regs. Is Bernie Ecclestone's come out and said that Formula One is probably dead as a sport. That's normally a pretty good sign. When Bernie's hating on something, it normally means actually it's going to do all right.
Yeah, hopefully. Hopefully we'll be fine, but we will see. We will see. I wonder whether they're going to shift down to first gear around Melbourne.
Penultimate corner?
Maybe the third last corner is a bit sharp now, isn't it? Or I guess the fourth last at the end.
What,
of
at the end of
DRS.
yeah, I guess but it's still fairly. Well, I mean, it was fairly high speed, wasn't it?
It's a bit sharper now, isn't it? I don't know. We will see. But yeah,
Maybe
I think
turn 3.
maybe it's probably a third gear corner in the past, isn't it?
But that's the whole
Bahrain
point.
turn 1.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A third gear corner in the past now is a first gear corner.
Yeah. I'm interested to see. I feel like it's just going to look really slow compared to previous years, but that's fine. You know, if the cars can race, don't really care how quick they're going.
Exactly. Yeah, there is an element of this, isn't it? It's kind of we've had our fun of kind of these generation of ridiculously quick cars, but people want a better show at the end of the day. So why you should watch Formula 2, Jamie?
I sometimes do.
Not this weekend though.
I watched the highlights. Yeah, not this weekend.
I was gonna say, we still don't even know whether the F2 and F3 cars are even going to arrive in Australia. They've had so many because they were basically all out in the Middle East as this all kicked off. So there's genuine fears that F2 and F3 might have to be cancelled. Luckily, you've got the goated Australian supercar series there as well. So they should
You've
be
been
all
in
right.
Melbourne, a V8 supercar, haven't you?
I went in an incredibly old, heavily down-tuned V8 supercar many years ago. It was good fun, though. Really good fun. They sound incredible. The race so far, actually, back in Sydney a couple of weeks ago was really good. Would highly recommend.
Fair enough. We also, on our predictions, we didn't pick an F2 champion, which
We
last year
didn't?
I got bang on. Which
I'm
is like spinning a wheel trying to pick
No,
the
you
F2
didn't,
champion.
did you?
to be honest.
Did you see Leo Fornaroli?
No, maybe I didn't actually.
I
I
was
think
going to say.
No,
I
I
said
did.
no.
I did.
Oh, you
I
did
did, I
say
did.
Fornaroli.
I did. You said Dino Beganovic.
Yeah,
So,
I don't know. I don't even know
look
where
at
he
that one.
finished.
He
Where
definitely
did-
wasn't in the top 5, I don't think.
Where did Dino Beganovic finish F2? Let's have a look. Championship standings. Dino Beganovic finished F2 in... Oh, I've got to keep scrolling. Drivers' Championship. 7th.
Okay. That's not actually that bad. So, yeah, we'll see if Mechachrome have been able to create some good engines for F2 this year that don't just blow up at
Of
any
course
given
they haven't.
opportunity.
They're the same engines as last year.
Yeah, true.
Mechachrome will forever be in the bin.
If I am picking an F2 champion, I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna say Alex Dunn.
Oh, I wanted to say Alex Dunn.
I was
I
gonna-
would pick
it's the
someone
thing-
different.
My top 3 would be Dunn, Kamara, and Mini.
Not even going to throw Colton Herta in there.
Nah. I feel like he'll have the
Really?
hype, but also I feel like something tells me he's just going to get Mechachromed a lot. So
Fair enough. I mean, he's down at high tech. They normally have one decent car and one terrible car. He's alongside. It's actually kind of mad that high tech's average F2 age this year is higher than like 4 F1 teams. Because
Really?
Colton Herta, and I think both Colton
Remy
Herta might be a
Arta.
year
Yeah.
younger than us, but Colton Herta is
25.
yeah, he's born between us actually, and Ratomo Miata, I'm pretty
he's
certain,
older
is
than me, yeah,
older
you-
than both of us. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Fair enough.
So there you go. High Tech's F2 team has a higher average age than Knowing Wheel. For those
Yeah.
of you interested.
Sorry, I'm allergic to people born in the 90s.
Fair enough.
What did I say?
You
I
said Alex Dunn to be champion.
Dunn, Kamara, Mini.
Okay.
I feel
Okay.
quite confident about that. So we'll see by the end of the season.
I'm going to have to say then, because obviously I can't go the same as you, I'm going to say Herta. I'm going to say Dunn. I want to say Tasana Paul Inthrapuvasak, but I'm not going to say that. Just
I'm
because
not typing that out.
Just because I like his name. I'm going to say...
Go on, Oli Goethe. Why not? He's not a
No,
Red Bull driver anymore.
no. I want to say Martini Stenshorn. I don't know why, but
He's
I'm going to say
pretty decent.
I'm going to say Martini Stenshorn. He deserved more in his couple of F2 outings last year. Was on for a
He did,
podium
he
on
did.
debut and then got mecha-chromed, and it was so painful hearing the commentators not being allowed to say that he got mecha-chromed.
Yeah. Yeah, right. What else about Melbourne haven't we talked about yet? Cadillac have upgrades. So
Do
they might edge out Aston Martin. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
they've literally got to do 4 laps and they'll edge out Aston Martin this weekend.
True. I don't know what the upgrades were, but I just saw an article saying they've got upgrades. There you go. That's all the article I've got.
Thank you for that information, Jamie. That's
No worries.
greatly
no worries.
appreciated.
There is a new start procedure, which means Ferrari won't go from wherever they qualify to first.
Damn, that's a shame.
Yeah. They have inputted a 5-second delay between the last car arriving in their grid slot and the lights starting for the start procedure. So there's going to be 5 seconds of everyone revving up like crazy to get
Yep.
the turbo spinning.
Yep.
And then the lights will come on and it'll be the regular 4 to 7 seconds, they used to say.
I think it's less than that, isn't it? Because it
Probably
feels like
feels less than that
sometimes
now,
they
yeah.
they just literally the 5th one comes on and then they all switch off. Is that about a power cut?
Yeah. So it should... I mean, the teams will stop crying about it. It's a shame. It's probably less variable than we hoped in terms of starting, but it's probably a lot more safe. Because do you remember the F2 race? Was it in, I think it's Abu Dhabi?
Abu
in
Dhabi years ago,
2018, 17 or something? Where a couple of people stalled and it was just basically like an unsighted pile up at the back. So we wanted to avoid that.
It's always the footage Charlie Whiting from his box, isn't it?
Yeah.
With that one, he's mad.
Yeah.
Yeah, you really don't. I mean, F2 cars still, even now, the start, because they haven't got anti-stall, the start procedures are still dodgy. I mean, we literally got that in Baku last year, I think. Someone flipped it off the start because they went over the back of someone in front of it. Well, it might have been 2024. But yeah, I understand obviously why they've done it. And let's be fair, at the end of the day, yes, obviously we want an entertaining start. But on the other hand, there's also a degree of it's just unnecessary carnage that we don't. It's not a good look either.
It's not at all. It's like a demo derby sometimes, especially watching Junior Formula. So, yeah, for the pinnacle of motorsport, you don't just want to like manage yourself into a carnage situation.
When the technology has moved on so much, I can understand it back in the 80s when it was quite difficult, obviously, with your turbos to obviously do it. But when the technology exists now to stop a car from stalling, it's like the adage from Mika Hakkinen, wasn't it, years ago with the Halo? When he was like, before I used to ride a bicycle without a helmet, when it became clear how much safer helmets are, why wouldn't I wear one?
Yeah.
I can still ride my bicycle. Yeah. It's just
Exactly.
safer for me to ride my bicycle. It just makes sense, doesn't it, at the end of the day?
Exactly. So, sadly for Lewis Hamilton and Charles Leclerc, there will not be any of the Bahrain starts.
I mean, they might still get better starts than others. It might
They may.
still give them advantage, but it's much less of an advantage in theory.
Yeah. And we will see.
We certainly will. Jamie, I was getting really hyped. I know we spoke about this pre-show as well. I thought it was potentially the opportunity for some changeable weather this weekend. That's changed. It's just going to be dry all weekend. So we're not going to get a repeat of last year. Isaac Hadjar will be happy with that, I'm sure.
Yes, he will.
But it is going to be dry all weekend. Not that warm, though, which I guess helps the teams out a little bit. Friday's meant to be about 22 degrees. Saturday's meant to be 19 and overcast. And then Sunday's meant to be 23 degrees, which is still warmer than it is here, but not actually by that much.
No, weirdly enough, it's been a lovely start to March. But that's enough of no meteorology. And yes, I mean, 2023 Melbourne was pretty good for a dry race. 2024?
Was it?
2023 was the chaotic one with 3 restarts, where they put a red flag out for literally.
Oh,
just to
yes,
cause
yeah.
chaos.
Hulkenberg got robbed, didn't he? And then it was so funny watching Stroll bottle it.
Stroll didn't deserve, but he was on for a podium and just drove into the gravel. Didn't matter in the end anyway.
Circuit for fun.
yeah. Didn't matter in the slightest anyway, because they count back to before Alonso got crashed into, because that's what they do for Fernando Alonso.
Oh, he's finally seen the Fernando Alonso bias. I like it. Most
Yeah,
overhyped
that
F1
makes sense.
driver in history.
There was some precedent for it, but it wasn't fun. So
I'm going to get so many hate comments for what I just said as well.
Alonso
but I
is
don't
not
care.
overhyped at all, by the way.
Oh, he is.
But we're not getting into that.
Because Alonso was so underhyped for a while, he now swings between not hyped enough and far too hyped. And I think nowadays he's too hyped.
I disagree. He
Couldn't even
deserves
beat
more
a
than 2
rookie Lewis
championships.
Hamilton. There, I said it.
Great. There go all of our viewers. Goodbye. Yes. I don't know if we've got much more. I feel like we've been waffling for a while. I don't know. If
I've
we've
got a
loads
quiz
more to
for
talk
you.
about. Oh, you have? Oh,
I've got a
that's
quiz for you.
unexpected. Oh, no.
Yeah, I think you might like this one. I genuinely think you might like this one to kickstart the year. I'm going to keep it fairly easy for you, Jamie. Obviously, this is the first time that Formula One has went back to Australia for a season opener with new engine and new chassis regs since...
New engine and chassis regs.
Yep.
2014?
Correct. It's a simple one, Jamie. You've just got to name me the 10 drivers that scored a point. If you get one wrong, you're out.
Nico Rosberg.
Correct.
Kevin Magnussen.
Correct.
Jensen
Podium
Button.
on debut. Correct.
That's the podium.
McLaren led the constructors then for the last time, I think, until 2024.
Yeah. I don't know who finished 4th exactly. Neither Red Bull finished because one got disqualified. Hamilton didn't finish. I'm going to throw out Nico Hulkenberg because he definitely scored points.
Correct. He definitely always finishes 6th.
Yeah, 6th is actually better than usual. He's usually 7th in Melbourne. Fernando Alonso.
Fernando Alonso, that's 5. You're halfway there.
There weren't that many finishes because it was the first race of the hybrid era. I want to get more than 5. I'll say Valtteri Bottas
Valtteri Bottas is correct.
in the Williams. I will also say... Will I? Yeah. Felipe Massa.
Ah! You're going to kick yourself for this as well.
Why? Is he not right?
He got rear-ended by Kamui Kobayashi turn 1.
Oh,
and I know I've said that. You've remembered that crash.
Yes. Yeah. The other ones, I was going to say Kimi Raikkonen.
Correct.
Probably in there.
That would have been your top 7. Bang on.
And then Lotus were terrible, but maybe I don't think they snuck a point. Maybe Sauber were awful. They didn't score a point all year. There weren't that many teams left. Did Verne and Kvyat maybe?
Both Verne and Kvyat. Toro Rosso double point score.
Wow.
And the
who
last
was
one?
The other one?
You're going to be annoyed with yourself again if you don't get this.
Well, obviously, I can get it. Sergio Perez?
Correct, yes.
Okay.
So you only got
There
6
you
out
go.
of 10, though, I'm afraid.
No, that's not great. But Felipe Massa should have got points. Kamui Kobayashi, by the way, was he was about 11th before he crashed into Massa on that restart.
It was because he didn't brake for turn 1. That's why he got up to 11th, because he went through the back of Massa's car.
Well, I guess so. But the Caterham and the Manor weren't that bad that year. And obviously, Jules Bianchi did get points in Monaco.
Yes, I would genuinely love to do a topic on this one day. If we did more retro shows, I'd love to talk about both teams in 2014. Actually, they finally nearly caught up, but also Caterham in 2012 because they were pretty much
decent.
at bottom of the end midfielder that year. They were comfortably quicker than the other two teams.
Yeah. I mean, Kovalainen should have had a point in Brazil, or Petrov, was it?
Arguably both of them
Petrov.
at some point. Yeah.
I mean, Mana beat Sauber that year in 2014 on points.
They did.
So
Sauber was on average still a quicker car that year. Monaco
but they just had
was
a worse lineup.
exactly, and Monaco being Monaco with Jules Bianchi was incredible. I completely forgot about this as well. Actually finished. He must be one of the last non-classified drivers that actually finished a race because he was 8 laps down in Australia. 2014.
In Australia 14, and he actually finished a race.
He did finish the race, but like I said, he was 8 laps.
Surely
down.
you're not even if you do finish, you're not classified if you're 8 laps down, right?
Well, exactly. That's why. But he got to the checkered flag, but obviously he wasn't classified.
Were they still waving the flag at that point?
I would assume so. I'd be surprised if he was both 8 laps down and the last car to get to the finish line.
True.
Such. But what a crazy time that was. 2014 Australian Grand Prix. Would I say go back and watch it? I don't think so. I don't think there was a lot to really watch.
Everyone was depressed after that because Rosberg won by about a minute.
Only 24 seconds in the end, but that was over Ricciardo who got disqualified. At least McLaren were leading the championship.
Yeah, great. The only bit of jeopardy was which Mercedes is going to win, and Hamilton was out on lap 3.
Yeah, it did kind of ruin that fight, didn't it? Which was a bit of a shame as well. And obviously Sebastian Vettel going out.
Yeah, everyone was cheering for that because he was 9 race wins in a row at that
point.
He
was? Yeah, was he? I forgot about that. Jamie, we got one last thing to do then.
Predictions.
Talking about 9 race podiums, or 10 race podiums, or 9 race wins.
In a row.
Predictions. First race in the new season. Of course, you won last year. I believe the final score was 84-70? Might have been slightly higher than that.
It says on my notes. Yeah. I'm not sure if I updated it for Abu Dhabi, but I definitely won.
You definitely won. So that means I get to do the first predictions first.
Okay.
Because I make the rules.
Knock yourself out. And this is probably the hardest race we've ever had to predict.
Yeah.
By the way. So.
I mean, we obviously made our season predictions effectively at the time of recording this 2 days ago. It was actually yesterday if you've watched the video rather than the full live stream. I'm going to say George Russell, race winner. I'm going to say Andrea Antonelli, P2. we need to do pole as well, George Russell.
Yeah, we do need to do pole.
And I'm going to say... You know what, Jamie? It's a new year, it's a new me. Lewis Hamilton, P3.
Oh, gosh. Okay. I think it's the same year as it has been for the last 5 years.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I was going to do the same pole and 1-2, so I guess I'm not doing that anymore.
Wonderful.
I will say Charles Leclerc.
I hope you're writing these down, by the way.
I am writing these down.
Good man.
Charles Leclerc. Ferrari always do weirdly well at Melbourne, even when they're not good. They just still.
It is a track
that
suits them weirdly, isn't it?
So
for some reason.
I will say Charles Leclerc will win the race.
Okay.
Pole to flag.
Ferrari. It's the second reg change in a row. Ferrari are going to win round 1.
Exactly. We know how 2022 went, so don't get your hopes up. I will say George Russell P2.
Okay.
And Max Verstappen.
Wow, 3 different teams on the podium.
Exactly. Carry on his podium streak. 11 races in a row.
I'll be impressed.
There you go.
I'll be impressed.
And the way we score it, 2 points if you get it right, 1 point if you're on the podium.
But in the wrong place, yeah.
In the wrong place, exactly. So if Russell is second place, I get 2 points and you get 1.
Yes, exactly. If Russell wins, I get 2 points, you get 1. It's all hypotheticals to be established here, which is all part of the fun. Have we got anything else to add, Jamie? I think we've smashed through everything. Of course, we're meant to keep these preview shows a bit shorter. We've still ended up going on for our bang average 33-minute runtime, which is quite impressive.
Well, yeah, we were very much waffling, so apologies if you...
We could be a Channel 5 hour-long TV show with 25 minutes of ads crammed in.
Hashtag ad. If you want to sponsor us,
reach out. We're open to some sponsorship this year. Maybe we'll get sponsored by Aramco like many other F1 podcasts do.
Well... I'm not sure they've got much time to sort
I'm sure they've got not enough on their plate right now that they could sort out a sponsorship for us. I'm sure they'd be fine.
Exactly.
I still find it absolutely mad, this again is another tangent, that Aramco, I think it was in 2024, made $1 billion profit a day.
Where does that money come from? It's mental.
Well, the ground, Jamie. That's how oil works.
So, yeah. But like, what can you do with that much billions of dollars?
I mean, it's a lot of just trading futures and things, isn't it, as well? But that is knowing. We've got knowing meteorology. We've got knowing politics. We've got knowing trade and finance. I guess there's so many knowings that are going to be coming your way in the future. We love
Definitely not.
We absolutely love it. No. You'd love to do a football podcast.
I would love to. Fantasy football podcast would be sick.
Oh, I said football. You go, I want to do fantasy football.
Yeah, because football is so oversaturated already. FPL is like my niche within the football world. So
fair enough. I'll let Jamie do that one by himself. I'll just giggle at funny names each week. Thank you all, as always, so much for watching or listening. If you have enjoyed, please do make sure you leave a like, get yourself subscribed, drop us a follow, drop us a sub, all that good stuff. I'm gonna try and get good again about uploading more shorts from these as well. So I reckon, Jamie, let's do one more prediction for the year. How many subs will the channel have by the end of the year? We are currently at, I believe, 1116.
I don't want to put a label on this.
You're going to, for fun.
Excuse me. All right, the sneeze is gone. We're good. 1500? Is that too low? I don't know.
Jamie reckons 1500.
I don't work in YouTube anymore. This is your job.
Did you ever work in YouTube?
No. But you should get this bang on because this is your job.
1,115 subs currently. I'm gonna say 1,906 by the end of the year.
That'd be so sad if we're that close to 2K. Tell all your friends about the show. Get us to 2K now.
We'll make sure that we're scheduling these out on both of our channels as well. Good times ahead. Thank you all, as always, so much for listening. If you have enjoyed, please do make sure you leave a like. Get yourselves subscribed, drop us a follow, drop us a sub, all that good stuff. And we will return Monday, Jamie. Are we going to be back Monday for the preview for the review show?
Should be.
Wonderful. We've got a lot of podcasts coming your way. I'm looking forward to it. Jamie is as well. But I'm sure we'll be very, very tired come the end of Monday morning.